I just lost a bag, got a bigger one. Ran up on the check, it's a bigger one. I ain't really stressing, I'm the bigger one. And your girl got my blessing, I'm the bigger one. Go and check the numbers, we the bigger one. I just lost a bag, got a bigger one.
Set the Bar Entertainment, Vancity Airbus. We out here live at Atlanta Lose, Vancouver. If y'all are with us, please make some goddamn noise. I'm your host, Red Shirt Mike. Shout out to our sponsors, Smiley Stoner Delivery, Dirt Mouth Clothing, Mad Hatter Medicinals, Dad Daddy Premium Concentrates, as well as Gunner Spot. Make some noise for our sponsors one time. I got a co-host to my right.
First and foremost, he said, make some fucking noise, Vancouver! JK Nonstop, Big Valley Battles, twitch.tv/setthebar, and make sure you're following. Watch the live stream on Monday, June 20th. Yo, can we get one more loud motherfucking noisemakers and shit? Like, come on, you guys gotta get it all out before we start. Hey!
Alright, before we get into this, once again, over by the bar, please hold it down. That being said, battler, to my left, introduce yourself.
Shine 9, I got the best bars in the streets. Fuck what he says, man, parfaits ain't sweet.
Battler, to my right, tell him who you are.
Bar J, sweeter than the motherfucking parfait. I know this guy really well. He knows me too. We both might just have ourselves a hard day. Let's go.
All right. There is no need for coin toss. It is round 1 on Shine 9. Once again, shut the fuck up by the bar.
Talking.
Hey, Johnny, I got your back.
Thanks, buddy. Sup, RJ? That's a strange name. I wish I knew what it stood for sooner. You see, his dad's name's Ron. So in this case, the RJ stands for Ron Jr.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, for the children's sake, and the safety of his poor mom, I hope this goof doesn't reproduce, because the world definitely doesn't need any more Rons. Who here seen the original Space Jam?
Yeah.
Well, his mom was a carny at Moron Mountain.
Wow.
She slept with Ron after Ron. 2 Rons didn't make her right, but who's counting? She slept with Ron Jeremy, Ronald Reagan, and even Ronald Weasley. At least those Rons were famous, but the Ron she got impregnated by was greasy. But this is where it gets personal. I got beef with your pops.
Oh, shit.
Because he called me a faggot once.
Only one.
This is where it gets personal. I had beef with your pops. He called me a faggot once when I refused to drive after drinking some schnapps. But hey, I see where you get it from. When you were young, he was too busy listening to his engine run. So all he did was smash beer cans on his floor and yell, "Get her done!" You see, due to mental illness, he's only allowed to have plastic dinner forks. Because his mom would always yell, "Oh, Ronald," during sexual intercourse. There was so much domestic violence, there was no calming it down. The police chased his old man so much, they just called it running around. And his mom's raunchy. What else? Her favorite holiday? Ramadan. He can only read picture books, but she can't even take you to Comic-Con because Ron's a con. Her favorite salad dressing? Raunch. She buys her shoes at Ronson's. Whenever she gets faded, she calls me and sings that Drake song. Fucking I'm Ron one. As a kid, he would...
We'll hold it down.
As a kid, he would raunt movies. His favorite flick was Tron, it's true. Whenever he would meet up with his frawns, they would call it a rendezvous.
Okay, what else?
Would you believe he was never picked for class president? I know, it's shocking they didn't elect Ron. And all his relationships are so funny to watch. I call them ron-coms. Because you see, the old Ron grew the new Ron in abject poverty. So the new Ron didn't get to grow his neurons properly. So if the new Ron gets his plural on, then obviously we'll see that get worse over time. And that's defined as chronologically. I see you brought your whole squad, Ron. I guess you needed your chaperone with you. Well, I just came to wet you all up and turn you into a bunch of synchronized swimmers. Don't patronize me. That just gets your curtains drawn quicker. I threw everything with Ron into a cold Ron, then I called Ron for dinner. So in conclusion, he'll never be able to write Rons. Or write songs. He has less skill than a mic, Ron. You should have never touched a mic, Ron.
RJ, let's go.
Calling me a goof and telling me not to reproduce was a little rude. You and your chick have a kid. I bet that little white Russian triggers you. What? What's wrong, Shine? Boy, did you end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm the king of double entendres. I'm the king of double entendres. He came in hot, but he gets his self-esteem from his persona. So he might not fuck up too bad tonight because he's gonna feed off me like a fucking piranha. But he's just another jellyfish in the sea. I'm clearly gonna body him, but his wife didn't want this judged. Weirdly, she's a communist, controlling all the shots. Out of fear, you see, it's common sense. So due to not wanting to get nuked, you guys might even hear a couple compliments. Andrew, you are incompetent. You're never content with your content due to the fact that you lack confidence. It's written all over your face, man. It's pretty obvious. And in all honestness, you're not better than everyone because of a few minor recent accomplishments. Congratulations. You finally paid off your awesome whip and can cook a decent fucking lobster dish. No, the way you look and talk down to others is preposterous. After your last battle, you were that rattled you had an alcoholic fit. Started smashing all your shit. Wanted to call it quits. I just tossed your wife the phone and got her to call your psychologist. Getting all sharp on the horn. Boy, you ain't no rhinoceros. Apparently you're just a little parakeet that likes to squawk his lips. Dropping his cell phone in the toilet too often. He's always talking shit. He's on a Pringle binge looking for the top of his salty chips. This boy done lost his lid. Okay. I'm surprised he didn't get cold feet. Because you're going toe to toe with the devil. Sex swing on top of the Empire State Building, boy, you fucked up on so many levels. All right, Shines. I'm not joking. When's the last time you completed a battle without choking? He takes his kiddo for a Happy Meal, throws a fit and gets all rude, sees the choking hazard label on the toy, fucking kicks it to the moon. Oh, the truth hurts. Watch his wife pop out like, hey, just so you know, Russia got the moon first. You might have revolvers at full... Who? She's Russian. She's Russian. Yo, you might have revolvers and full clips, but don't have the balls to pull it. His name's Andrew Manure because everything that comes out his mouth is all just bullshit. Whoa. Next time I come for coffee, I might just grab a gun in the room that's near and leave your face all over your mug like a souvenir. Nice. I peeked into your gun safe one time. Shit was way too scary. But you can't calculate the devastation I'll do with the blade I carry. And if you don't wind up in the grave and buried, at least you'll be full of so many staples you'll be stuck at your pad, stationary. Whoa. For you, this will not go well, because you just got caught in hell. Your ass like cotton L. First round and the soft white square already cotton L. Go!
He's the card girl. I thought we were friends. Well, he called my wife Russian. Well, she's Russian without a doubt. That's funny, because every chick you've ever been with had been Russian. Fucking Russian out your house. You have an awful family.
Thank you.
Your mother's pussy hair looks like cotton candy. She has awful, rotted, spotted panties, and if it wasn't for all those shots of brandy, I might have never got that handy. Now you listen here, stuttering Stanley. Your mother should have ingested the suggested amount of Plan B, because she raised you in an amusement park. When you weren't left at your granny's, where you ate no-name macaronis and spent the first 8 years of your life in pajamas. He really was raised at the fair, from birth until he was grown. Got to play with the kids all day, but wondered why they had to go home. And as he got older, things would get significantly harder. When they found out his mom didn't work there at all, she just fucked everybody doggy style, and they called that bitch a carnival barker.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. She really was a carny. She ran all the mini game scams. One day they found his dad in the drunk tank and made him the dunk tank man. I can picture it now. Little Ron being dragged state to state, all anxious and rambunctious. All his angst stemming from constantly wondering where his mom is. Dad not in the picture. Somewhere with his hands on a pitcher. Left to be raised by the bearded lady and some guy that looks like a lizard. They even forced him to work there. Ever since he was a wee pup. Things were looking good for him, though. He was just a week away from being promoted to the teacups. But that's when it all went downhill. This was back in '05, when his mom left Big Ron for the whack-a-mole guy.
Oh, yeah. Talk that personal shit.
He's never had it easy. In fact, it's been pretty fucking hard. He turned 16 and his mom confiscated his compass card. She took a brief break from taking more wood than a lumberyard to toss him a brand new set of keys to a slightly used bumper car. And you're gonna bring up my family? Well, that's not gonna sound very forced. I guess you're mad at me subconsciously because you weren't brought up by yours. What?
Holy fuck.
You seek their approval. I guess that's why you're battling more. Throwing your day one under the bus for a white trash alcoholic and a traveling whore. But your ego? That's your own self-pity's fault. It's bigger than it should be because you grew up in the hut next to the mini golf. Does anyone here know the House of Horrors?
Yeah?
That's all he fears. I blame his distorted self-image on the House of Mirrors. Fuck you and your posse of circus clowns. I haven't won a stuffed animal in years.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
Make some noise. Round two, bar J, let's go.
My parents might be a little rough, but don't go judge them. At least I don't do coke in front of them. And my mom's pussy hair is cotton candy? Ew. Your mom's is nasty and putrid. Next time I ask her to do shit, I'm gonna have to ask her to do shit. Damn it, Shine. Now I got a tummy ache.
Let's go.
Now I got a tummy ache. All I can think about is corn dogs, mini donuts, and fucking funnel cakes. But your family's addicted to Ben & Jerry's, it's fucking hereditary. He always wears sweatpants. 10 pairs of jeans, but not one fits. My mom was a carnival barker, eh? Well, I'm pretty sure Travis Barker is jealous of your drumsticks. Your wifey's quite the scoop. I bet you guys use gourmet as foreplay. But if she ever denies your treats or gets in your way, boom, ice cream cone to her poor face and you end up with a sorbet. Cookie dough chunks just plastered all over her polka dots. What's your favorite flavor? Let me guess. Chocolate? Your choo-choos are like your 2-inch penis, shooting blanks when he's popping shots. So if he ever says he's going bucket, it's probably Haagen-Dazs. I should call the cops on you next time you bully one of those handicaps. He runs an old folks home, guys, and snatches shit out of their fanny packs. But calls himself a building manager, though. How fucking badass is that? Shit, I remember back in our days of wasted depression, filled with empty bottles and nasal congestion. Some people couldn't pay the rent, they were shaking and sweating, so in order for them to stay, he would just take their possessions. It's a low-income home for the elderly. They're old and they're dirt poor. You even rip off your own father, Andrew. What are you such a jerk for? And why so many guns? Is that OG getting tough again on the 3rd floor? He forges the papers for his own benefit and tends to switch the rates up. He's moving grams, all right. The elevator's down again, and old Betsy's got hip dysplasia. He'd be like, hey, senior, I seen you late on rent again. No shit? Then he's done being friends. Will he be able to afford their depends? Well, it depends. He said to me one time, yo, whipping these old geezers into shape is what I was actually built for. He's harder on them than Ben Stiller was to that lady in Happy Gilmore, and he's... And he's religious too? Holy fuck, who would have thought? I bet you just tell them they're getting slapped by the hand of God. Now, I don't necessarily know religion, but why'd you have a bone to pick with that Jehovah Witness? Your fucking clothes don't fit, bitch. You should enroll in fitness. Not just walk to Seawall every day with your little fucking stroller, dipshit. What a tough guy. How did I end up with such a mean friend? Someone toss him another bottle because it suits him. Just another shallow individual that always goes off the deep end. What you gonna do? Pull out the heavy metal like Slipknot? Bitch, you look like Kid Rock mixed with Rick Ross. What? Always angry and tense. He's constantly pissed off. You know when he breathing exercises there? Big dog, I can teach you some Wim Hof. When your wife kicks you out the house, us carnies here like to call that the ring toss. And I hope you break your fucking pinky toe when you kick rocks. Right.
Hey! Round 3, shine night, let's go.
Well, he called me a mix of Rick Ross and Kid Rock. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Every day I'm hustling. And only God knows why! Awesome. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks.
Bottle that shit.
How is it you're as cold as ice? Yet the biggest fucking heat score. That's like stealing items of furniture from where you work, then unknowingly give them to your homies as decor. There's more skeletons in your closet than the Spirit Halloween store. What they see is just the surface. That I peered at the seafloor. What you getting all worked up? What you so mad at me for? You've been bouncing off the walls all depressed like a mix of Tiggerini, or one minute you're mad, then you're sad, like, don't make me kick in your teeth, whore! You worked that bitch's ribcage so long this year, you're getting a T4! And this is supposed to be my do or die OG? $50 says when you die, it's suicide or OD.
Woo! Jesus.
What? Because there was a point in time where I knew that you would ride for me. But the truth always reveals itself, and homie, you lie only. Like, you remember that time you called me crying? Saying your girlfriend had just committed suicide, but you were lying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Literally what else?
Yeah. That's a level of psychosis I'd never seen before. But I called your bluff and I said, let's call that whore in my brand new Ouija board. Let's go! I heard he's in a 12-step program. I won't mention which one. They prefer to remain anonymous. But he should change his name to Aaron after this, and the reason should be obvious. I always told you could be sober. I said, just wait, RJ. It will come. They usually give out big books at meetings. They heard him reading and gave him a little one. And I'm not trying to be blunt. Why is there a big book anyway? Just don't drink, you fucking cunts. Talk to them! And he's gonna say he beat everybody I lost to. Yeah, with my assistance, your biggest punchlines ever. Bars I have written. Everything you spit is mine. I'm not kidding. You couldn't even hawk a loogie without my permission. What? And yet I bet you're gonna stand there and try to convince them that I'm the bad influence. Why don't you tell them I was never into the drugs until you got me into them? Why don't you tell them I motivated you to get sober when no one else gave a shit, but the second I slipped a bit, you judged me instantly, you fucking hypocrite! You don't even like when I chat about my major life accomplishments. One of my day ones constantly talking shit, and you wonder how I can struggle with confidence. But you can take pics of your sober chips at your Alcoholic Anonymous conferences, acting like me being happily married with healthy kids doesn't deserve at least equal acknowledgement.
Talk! Let's go get him.
But no!
No!
You didn't drink today. Whoa! But no! You didn't drink today. Whoa! What an overload of awesomeness. It's a shame you're just as much of a piece of shit when you're not drinking, and that's what the definition of toxic is. But my bad. My bad. I won't bring up the things that make me feel complete, and I'm being sincere. Instead of being proud of me reaching major life goals, let's all focus on Ron here for not having a beer. Well,
Let's go!
Well, fuck you and your sober chips. Yeah, fuck you and your sober chip. Your years of going overboard ain't over with. All those substances that you overdid, it's a shame they were never overmixed with opiates. Yes! Yeah! Shine, that's mean! Of course it is. There's no remorse in the sort of biz. You should have been dropped off at the orphanage instead of having loved ones diddle you and having things forced to fit.
What? What?
You should have been dropped off at the orphanage instead of having your loved ones diddle you and things forced to fit in your orifices. We heard you. You quit drinking. Shh, put a cork in it. Before I show up at your door all sorts of lit with my 40 gripped, I'll fold you faster than a contortionist and take this overgrown baby out the picture like a late-term abortionist. But you know what they say? When you love someone, you can talk to them a little bit bolder. Yeah. And I know we can drive each other crazy like a pair of really bad chauffeurs. and between me and you, this may be the only conversation we've ever had sober. But y'all know that saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Round 3. Okay, let's go. I'll be the first to admit, the way I used to live was not smart. Now you listen well, Paul Blart from Walmart. You never did thank me for the stolen wall art!
Oh, thank you.
But you're welcome. But got you into drugs, huh? He's lying, I didn't. Come on, guys. I'm the type of guy to admit it, and I'd rather work on myself and try till I get it, become a better person, live life to the fullest so I don't regret it, than be a closet alcoholic like you who lies and then cries for attention. It's like there's a winch attached to you. You're constantly winding up tension, always on the verge of a freak out due to all kinds of resentments. Whoa! It's fucking Bar J, bitches. It is Bar J, bitches.
Bitches?
Team full of savages. And when it comes to these little battle rap challenges, I'm passing with flying colors like a plane full of Malcolm X activists. Racist. All right, guys. Hope y'all are in the mood for some history. Years ago, you introduced and befriended me with puke on your echo jeans. You were in a rut in life and wanted to get ahead from me. Now you bite my style in every battle and you usually mention me. But we are two different entities. Dude, this ain't meant to be. You almost lost to someone who specifically loses intentionally, then picked a fight with them over FaceTime and booed relentlessly. And the rude truth is you're less than me. I do this to prove it's my destiny. Every time I walk in the room with my energy, it consumes you with jealousy and ruins you mentally. Now let's talk about the time you had the battle with Cope. How bad did you choke when we watched it back at your house? Then you smashed a bottle of Jack Daniels and poked your wife. You called her a cunt. You nearly ended up grabbing her throat. Then you wanted me to get in the back of your bro's car to grab you some coke, but I'm sober, so that didn't flow. So then you flashed me the dope. So are we really family, though? Actually, no! Getting all angry when your wife wouldn't watch your stupid battle raps. She was too busy cleaning up all the goddamn glass you smashed. I got the fuck out of there, and that was that. It was a bigger freak show than any carnival I've ever been to, and trust me, I almost started flashing back. He's like, bitch, glue your eyes to the screen, watch me rap, quit talking back, or you and the dog and cat are getting fucking Boston crabbed. Seriously, guys, shit got right weird. Never a dull moment with good old Shine here. Dude, you remember that? You were going extra hard. I thought to myself, Time for Shine's first domestic charge. Praying to your higher power when you're high on powder. Fucking relax. Shit, you and God must have some sweet plans. Because to be honest, if I would have had a relapse, my bro behind me would have broke your fucking kneecaps. And I ain't even up here throwing jabs that are too mean. But you're up here looking like fucking Vladimir Putin. They put a cancer patient with a bad verbatim against Channing Tatum with an imagination. I'm 6'2". What? Too sick for vaccinations. I'll take a 2-6 and smash your face in. Bro, my third battle was a GZ on King of the Dot, just saying. Climbing the ranks faster than anyone in this division's history. That's an honest statement. This is battle number 40 for you for these guys, and we're not at the top. Okay then. You see, your thoughts were racing, now they must be on vacation. You're lazy and not progressing. Dog, just face it, you've got complacent. At this point, they should charge you for the accommodation. And so me? Your family's one big abomination. You shouldn't rush into a marriage with a chick that wants to bomb a nation. Honestly, you're standing face to face. Honestly, you're standing face to face with an anomaly. You're not a G. Making toaster strudels is the only time you pop the heat. You wouldn't pop the trunk if you fucking shot a tree. And since you got shit backwards, I'll make you cross your eyes while I dot your T. Or call your bitch and let her take you out like an apostrophe. Ironically, she got the keys to your heart and your place. You're basically a hostage. You guys can suck my fucking Ukrainian sausage. Actually, speaking of sausages, I ain't even salty that broad is a foreigner. I'm just a little upset that I'm looking behind me and you're not in my corner. And you bring her in.